You haven't been live?
I have
You
not been
forgot
live
to
till
hit
just
the
now.
button.
I forgot to hit the button. Hi guys, welcome to Freaky Friday. So we have missed about everything so far. Yeah. Oh man, I don't believe this.
Back it up. Start over.
I already hit go live. We're live now.
Well, you got to start with your Mother's Day thing, and
I do have to start my mother's. So guys, obviously technical difficulties. Because we didn't do rags to riches yesterday, so my system is all off. So I do apologize. I want to say, hey, thanks. Welcome to everybody who's with us tonight. It's gonna be a day. Here we go. Oh man. What do you say? Cyril just sits like, oh god, why am I here? I feel the same way, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I'm just not really sure what there is to say, right? So,
Right. So yeah, those who have been here, I am so sorry. I forgot to hit go live. We missed like the first 5 minutes. So before we go any further, I want to give a shout out. And that shout out is to the amazing people of this world who make life happen, plain and simple. And they are, in a way, my superheroes. And that is none other than the mothers of the world. So one of my favorite quotes of all time, I first heard in the movie The Crow. And that is, "Mother is the word for God on the lips and hearts of little children." And it is an amazing quote. And it is so true, because when we first come into this world, we're helpless. We don't know any better. And it's always mom that protects us, save us, even if we screw things up. And man, I screwed a lot of stuff up. I wrecked cars. I did everything wrong you could possibly do as a child. And mothers still love me. So to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. And thank you so much for being the amazing godsend that you are. None from the peanut gallery? Okay, I was waiting.
oh no, everybody has COVID or the flu, Ashley. Oh, that sucks.
Oh no. In a couple days, I'm waiting for the results and literally bleaching the wall. Oh, Ashley, I'm so sorry, dear. And Ashley, you are an amazing mother to go through all that. And, you know, want to wish you the best and Celie the best. Thank you so much for always tuning in on Fridays. Somebody said, oh, that's tough, Ashley. Hope you all feel better soon. Absolutely. And it says, thanks, happy Mother's Day to all mamas. Absolutely. Yes. And Wild Angel, of course, you are a mother. And how all your children are still breathing, I don't know, because I'm one of them.
You know what? I am really not sure how they're still breathing or their children. I like to say is I think they've learned from some of my mistakes. So at least they're not making the exact same ones.
Well, that's good. There's plenty of mistakes to make, so go make some new mistakes. Let's have some fun here.
yeah, you know, it's all about you know, the journey of making sure that, you know, you accept the responsibility for the mistakes that you make. You know, apologize genuinely for them, learn and grow from them. You know, no one's going to get it right at first. You know, but as long as you're always putting their well-being first, you know, it's going to involve your own personal growth and dealing with your own emotional traumas and situations, and you know, but and it's been beautiful watching firsthand, you know, the most amazing mother that I know, and that would be my wife Rose. And you know, just the way that she is with Lily, you know, and the dynamic of their relationship and all of that. And it really is like watching her try to corral a mini version of herself, which kind of makes it funny for me to watch. But I know it's a struggle for her sometimes, and Lord knows it's a struggle for me sometimes, you know, but kudos to her.
Absolutely. And to all mothers out there, because yeah, I couldn't even imagine. At the same time, there's that evil part of me that says, guess what? That is, you are absolutely your mother's daughter. Good luck, Mom. Later. I'll be doing without my youngest daughter. Like, oh yeah, you are so much your mother's daughter.
I actually wrote an English paper in like English 101 or something, 102, way back in the day. And it said, where's the instructions? It was right after my first daughter had been diagnosed with early onset bipolar. She was like 8. And so I was writing this paper saying, where the hell are the instructions? Because there aren't any. And it was supposed to be a persuasive paper. And I persuaded people there should be an instruction manual issued at the time of birth.
I can
That
tell you
was
that
my
everyone I've read are
persuasion.
wrong. I haven't found one that worked out right yet.
Nope.
Mm.
And I had a very wise woman once tell me there's no such thing as a perfect parent. In the long run, all we can hope for is that we were good enough.
Very
Yep.
true. I like that. So, it's funny you mentioned Rosalind because I was hoping she'd join us, but she hasn't yet. But I also want to give another shout out to one of our primary sponsors here, and that is none other than Project Duck Depression. Now, as we know, guys, ducks can make anybody laugh, and they are here every day to keep me happy and smiling. And that project is run by none other than Cyro Kier and Rosalind Kier. So, it's one of those things where you have to realize that everybody out there somewhere is having a bad day, and you can make somebody you don't even know smile, laugh, and have fun. So get yourself some little ducks and spread them around. Let's make everybody laugh and smile because we're all battling something somewhere. And Ashley says, duck, duck, duck depression! I love it. So,
Hey, you're gonna
Wild
have to
Angel,
put the Dino
Yeah.
pick back.
yeah, so tell us about this because, we talked about this second. What is going on here? This is like morbid and twisted.
And that picture actually got posted on our teams and says, anyone have any idea where this duck is? ... Or maybe was ... nom nom nom. So we have a lady that I work with that loves dinosaurs. She has a dinosaur of mine similar to the dragon that I showed, but the dinosaur is about this big. And anyway, that's how much she loves dinosaurs. And she was having a rough day, and I was duck bombing, and it was kind of a down day at the office. And she wasn't paying attention, so I kind of snuck in behind her and put the duck in his mouth. She did not stop giggling for hours. Every now and then I would randomly just start hearing her giggle around the corner and down the hall. Just randomly start giggling. So I knew she had turned around and caught sight of it again. And she'd been kind of having a rough day. And I think that kind of turned around.
I could see that, yeah, because I couldn't keep a straight face myself. I'm like, wait, what? Now, see, I would have taken a red marker and like put it around the duck and, broken a duck in half, a little piece on the floor. It's like, oh!
Well, he's chomping the duck.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of them, right? Is to put the smile on someone's face when they see it in an unexpected place.
And that's about as unexpected as they would get.
Yep.
Absolutely. And so I highly recommend everybody hit the link there. Go check out Project Duck Depression. Get yourself a handful of ducks and start spreading them around. Make the world smile. Let's have some fun in this world and life knows it's just getting crazier as we go. In fact, we're going to talk about that tonight. But speaking of crazy, we don't have quite enough to make this a full party. So we got to bring a little more crazy into the scene. And that is none other than Mr. Bird Guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing way better than I have all week. That's a
Good.
good thing.
That's good. Did you get a duck?
I have ducks.
Okay, cool.
I have eBay ducks.
There you go. See? Ducks made his work better. Problem solved.
We have to engineer a grenade filled full of ducks, so that way we can just throw it down like the aisle or something and just watch it explode and spread ducks everywhere.
I can do that. I have the crafty knowledge. I can
Make
do
sure-
that.
Make sure it includes glitter. Just to
Of
be evil.
course. And we have glitter ducks too.
Oh lord.
Perfect. Ducks with glitter. Even better. So,
Make sure
yeah,
that the
it-
smile that we're
Ducks
putting
look
on people's faces doesn't put a frown on the face of the people who have to clean it up.
Clean it up.
yeah, that would. Maybe if you leave ducks in the glitter, will that make it better?
Glitter should be banned.
Glitter's Slurpees of the craft world.
I agree.
It shows up and never goes away. Duckzuka.
Duckzuka. There you go. I love that. Oh!
Watch the back glass.
It needs to be one of those like ducks that's like all compressed and folded up, so that like as soon as you launch it out of the tube, it just inflates, and there's this giant inflatable duck just barreling down on you.
See, I love that idea, and in fact, there's one. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Fat Electrician. He does a show here on YouTube, and absolutely hysterical. Talks about the military and breaks things down in the most comical ways. And one of his slogans is "Quack Bang." Apparently, it's one of those, and he talks about the whole OODA loop, where your brain has to process something and then reprocess. And there's one military branch, instead of lobbing grenades into buildings, they'll kick open the front door and throw a rubber duck in. And it puts your brain in the OODA loop, like, wait, was that a... And as soon as they turn around, I was like, is that a duck? And then they burst in the door and take out the bad guys. And that's why it goes with the quack bang. Yeah. Yeah, less casualties, no explosion. But it makes the bad people hiding behind the door just waiting, like, okay, and then they see a duck, like, what the...
So they have to reevaluate and reassess and replan, and that gives them that split second to get in the door safely.
Right.
They need to put one of those things in it that's just like those rubber chickens that you squeeze and then they go when you let go of them, and they so that they throw it and it's just doing that like honking as it goes on through.
Dude, there we go. We got to patent this, a new military device, a duck that quacks all the way through the room.
Or you make a duck that's a flashbang, so I have like on a really long delayed fuse, so you throw it in there like, is that a duck?
And they're looking right at it.
And they're looking right at it.
Perfect. See, there you go. We can sell them to the the Defense Department at 20 grand a pop. Yeah, easy. Right? We make them for 38 cents. We're gold. I do it for toilet seats. Come on, why not? Well, it's getting a little too crazy. We got to bring somebody a little more down to earth in here, because we still got one person hiding backstage. And she is nothing but rainbows, sunshines, and smiles. None other than the Miss Smiley Girl.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Thank you for having me. That's so funny that you
joining.
introduced me as down to earth, because I'm usually known as like ethereal girl. So cool.
You got the mushrooms. You got the whole magic vibe going. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely adore that background.
Oh,
Yes.
It matches the shirt I just bought.
ooh.
It's
Is it a
bright
mushroom?
purple, and it says "Have a magical day," and it's mushrooms and frogs. It was for Auntie for Mother's Day. Remember?
Oh, she's not watching. You just gave away your present. Yeah. And she doesn't watch us. She's too. We love her to death, but she's a little too set in her ways.
That's okay.
We're all set in our ways a little bit. So, Smiley, how has your week been, dear?
It was a hard week, but there were so many good things about it too. So all my friends that are really good friends, that are like true friends, they all came alongside me and cheered me up and encouraged and supported me. And that was really cool. In fact, people I didn't even realize liked me were nice to me this week. And I'm like, I was worried that I was like giving off some kind of depressed vibe or something. But I don't know. It was just really cool and interesting, because I'm still trying to figure out like where my boundaries are. Like, what am I supposed to be doing and what am I not supposed to be doing, and trying to have more like courage to step out of my little comfort zone. So it was hard, but anyway.
It is for sure. Absolutely. And yeah, I know everybody here's had a pretty challenging week, to say the least, by the sounds of it. So I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah.
Now the crazy
Smiley,
can begin.
I can't imagine you depressed or giving off a depressed vibe, because I hear your voice and I instantly start smiling.
Oh, thank you. No, I wouldn't say depressed, but I do get down sometimes because I start
Everybody
to
does.
doubt myself, Yeah.
I think that's pretty normal. I think we all go through that phase. And yeah, it's one of those, I know, Smiley, you and I have talked about it. Those are the times when you can truly see what people are made of. Those ones that are, quote, friends. That's the hardest part, is realizing, man, that person I thought was a friend, they're a fair weather friend. And yeah, that's a very different game.
Yeah, because some people just like you for what they can get out of you. And if you don't give them what they want, then all of a sudden they're like, bye. And you're like, what? So it's kind of, I don't know, eye-opening, I guess.
It is. And it's the truth. And, my real friend brought me cookies. So I'm willing to share cookies. Anybody want cookies? Thank you, Bird God.
Be right there. Give me a second.
Those are best when dipped in traditionally served Azo chai tea.
Chai. Wait. Somebody told me online you can't say chai tea because that's redundant. Because chai means
It
tea.
is. It is.
Is it?
Yeah. But I love chai.
There went my cookies. Bye, cookies. She literally just came and... Yeah, she just sold the whole bag. Look at that. There they are. Cookies are gone. I still have Oreos.
That's okay. I got the Milanos.
Welcome to my world, guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I forgot to stop getting those for you because it seems like every time I do, they just get stolen.
Yeah.
He usually shares. We don't usually steal him. He shares.
What Serenity needs to do is he needs to open it beforehand and swap the Oreos out for the Milanos. That way when you just come in and do a quick swing through. But he's going to know that now that you know he's going to do that, so he's not going to do it, right? But you now know that he's not going to do it, so you're still going to grab the Oreo ones because you know he knows that he's not going to do it, so you're going to grab the Oreos instead.
Yeah.
We
You
were
know
What
what?
is that
I like
quote?
them all, so I don't care. But
yeah,
I
it works.
really like the Milanos.
She does.
The strawberry ones were really good.
Ooh.
We're talking
So,
about getting
Sarah-
a cookie safe.
Are you part Sicilian? I just had this flashback.
I am.
Never enter into a wager when death is on the line, right?
Right. Or cookies, apparently.
Cookies.
Well, lately I've been doing a lot more cooking and things like that, which Rose has been greatly enjoying. And she is super stoked because tomorrow, in preparation for Mother's Day, I am going to be creating her a crock-pot cinnamon roll apple pie.
Ooh.
I want some.
We kind of did that one morning on Christmas. It's a crock pot, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was
You're
so
super-
yummy. You'll have
Damn it,
to
I'm
send me
hungry.
your recipe, see if it's better than mine.
Okay.
Actually, I got a recipe for you, Wild Angel. I sent that over.
You did. Oh my god,
Yes.
that was yummy.
What is it?
It's okay. You've got it. Got to show
I'm looking
it.
for it right now.
I've
Yeah.
started creating a recipes folder on my computer as well, and put
Nice.
them on my Google Drive so that if people want them, I can share it to them.
Drop them over.
Here we go. Okay. I mean,
This
it's on my
looks-
Discord.
Really yummy. And I read the recipe, and I'm thinking maybe next weekend.
Oh yeah, like the upside down
Ooh.
tacos.
Ooh.
Well, it's a taco, but it's made with puff pastry.
Yeah, and
Fresh out.
because of the way that you cook it, right, and then you flatten it afterwards, it turns the puff pastry, the meat, and the cheese into the taco shell. So then your taco
Oh.
filling becomes the toppings.
Oh, I didn't get that far into it. I was
Yeah.
thinking cook the puff pastry and then put all the taco stuff on.
Uh-uh.
But okay, that's
Uh-uh.
cool.
Yes.
Okay, maybe
this is
next
gonna be good.
weekend.
Okay. Next weekend it is, because
Okay.
this one's Mother's Day weekend. We don't want you to have to cook or anything serious like that. So, yeah, let's not do that. But
That's
so
when you
while
get
we're
in
on the
kitchen, man.
What?
Not you, Serenity, or not you, Wild Angel. I was telling Serenity. I was like, well, that's when he gets in the kitchen.
That's a rare occasion.
Well, it's
But he's
Mother's
good
Day.
when he does.
I'm a very good cook. At least I think so. Pies are my specialty.
Ooh.
I make all the pies for
Especially
holidays.
pumpkin.
Like the last 20 years. Nobody makes pies but me.
Nice.
So, since we're on the topic of food today, guys, I think that goes hand in hand with what our main topic of conversation is, and that is the Great Pizza Conspiracy.
Pineapple or no pineapple?
Oh no, this is even worse than that. Because we know that you have to have pineapple, otherwise it's not an actual pizza. But we won't go into that right here because that's just fighting words. So, Cyril, you want to start us off on this one, buddy?
Yeah, sure. So there's a secret indicator that precedes a couple of days, typically, before shit hits the fan, so to speak. And that, believe it or not, is the wait times to have a pizza delivered around the area around the Pentagon. So when all the pizza places around the Pentagon start having a significantly higher than normal wait time for delivery, as they just so happened to last night at 9 p.m., with some of the locations reporting 5 times the typical wait time for delivery. That occurs because they're going to be pulling an all-nighter. There's emergency meetings going on, and something is happening or about to.
Right. And I just shared a link to this on Wikipedia. Give you guys an idea of this. So if checks out, so August 21st, 1991, a record number of pizzas were delivered to the Pentagon in the middle of 91 Soviet coup attempt. Coup attempt. November 17th, 95, during the first of the United States federal government shutdowns. Monica Lewinsky. All these involved pizza. Yeah. Don't ask me how that works, but literally anything happens at the White House, that's it. Pizza delivery times go through the roof, and you can track them. And yes, last night they had, what was that, Cyril? It was like 16 times the amount on average on Thursday night?
Yep.
This also shows that there's an average pizza night that the Pentagon has.
Right. It's kind of disturbing, isn't it?
Well, the Pentagon probably works 24/7
Right.
because it's the Pentagon.
Yep.
It's just funny thing.
And-
Tuesday, 3 o'clock. Someone delivered a pizza to the Pentagon.
Well, typically what it winds up being is if a situation develops like near the end of a shift changeover that's going to require all hands on deck, then all of the staff who was already there for the duration of the day is asked to stay throughout the night shift as well until the situation is taken care of, because this is an all hands on deck situation. So then what they'll do is they will feed the staff. So they place really large orders, which then back up all the delivery times for everybody. And that is something that's automatically tracked, automatically updated because of the systems that they have these days. So it winds up being a very good indicator when it's an all hands on deck situation over at the Pentagon or over at the White House, is checking the delivery times periodically.
Swab,
knew?
you got news reporters watching pizza deliveries. Like, hey, they ordered 12 pizzas. Okay, quick, get over to the White House right now. Something's going down.
Average is 5. Now they ordered 12. We got a problem.
Yeah, World War III. Here we come. It's kind of scary if you think about it, though. Real world events. I mean, if you go through that Wikipedia link, yeah, it's got all these different articles when it happened and what the result was. It's kind of scary. So I got to ask you, and everybody in the audience, I really want to hear your opinions. For those who don't already know, Cyril, why do you think last night they had a 16 times the average wait time on pizzas? What's going on today that we're not aware of? Anybody know? Wild Angel, what's your guess?
Well, I'd say the worst of the Change Healthcare cyber attack is over, but I don't know. I don't do the news. You're looking up. What's up, Cyril?
I don't know. What's up with you?
Don't look up. You saw that movie. Don't look up. It's okay.
Yeah, I try to stay away from the propaganda machines.
Okay. How about you, Smiley? What do you think?
Well, I didn't notice in the news anything to deflect. Isn't that usually like a little flag that something's going on when they drop something totally not newsworthy but make it sound like it is? I didn't see anything like that today. Did you?
No, they've been doing that the last year solid. I mean, that's the whole tweedledee tweedledum going to lawsuits, or presidents are going to court. I mean, come on, what's that tell you?
Right.
How can you really tell anymore? I mean, it's all just crap.
Would Biden have a stroke or something?
Are we that lucky? Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, my bad.
Demonetized.
That was
Oh, well,
an
wouldn't be the first
outside
time.
voice.
Okay, how about you, Crow? What do you think, bud?
President lost his keys.
You watched the nuclear football for, what, 6 months, and we never
Yeah.
heard a word about it?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's probably what happened. And then they all spent all night. Guys, no one can leave yet.
Did you
We
look
gotta
under the
search the
couch?
Pentagon for his keys.
Check the freezer. I've actually found my keys in the freezer before. Don't ask. It was a long time ago.
That's
Did you see
cold
if he
keys.
left the keys in the front door?
I've done that too.
I, for some reason, left mine in the glove box in the car. I have no idea why.
How do they even get in the damn glove box? I'm
That's
supposed to
right.
drive the car with them?
Exactly. That's why I have no idea why. It was many years ago. Well,
Fair enough. Anybody in the audience? I've been waiting for somebody to pipe up here, see if somebody has an inside scoop. Yeah, Sarah and I already researched this because, of course, we had a chat off stage. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. And it was another content creator that did a video about this, and she did a great job. But we're just going to run with it and have some fun with it tonight because it gets rather interesting.
To be
so
fair,
what was the event?
Serenity, the video that I sent you,
Mhm.
I came across after I saw the article from NOAA.
Oh.
Oh,
So
Noah, huh?
I put the
Mhm.
two together, was researching it, saw said video, shared it with you.
Gotcha. Okay, hey, look, we got somebody in the audience. Could it be the G4 geomagnetic storm potential to cause systems to go down? Brown Eye, my man, you get a gold star, buddy. That is
Dude.
exactly what it is.
Oh, solar
cycle.
flares. That's kind of like an EMP kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, here's an article here, and I'll share this with you guys. This is from NASA. And so this talks about a series of solar flares that are basically off the charts. I don't even know how they scale these things. But literally, that's an image of it. And it talks about it. Sun emitted a strong solar flare peaking at 2:54 a.m. Eastern, May 10th, 2024. Watch the sun consistently captured an image of the event. And so this is talking about that this solar flare could have huge ramifications worldwide on telecommunications, power, pretty much anything electronic. I mean, it gets crazy when you start thinking about this stuff.
And when is it supposed to reach us?
The outer edge of it began this afternoon, and it is going to go through all weekend. And just to wrap things up all nice for us, they went ahead and the sun spat out another big old X 3.8, I think. What was it? Really big one, which hit us this morning. The X-ray burst of it and completely shut down the 180 megahertz range of radio. Oh, F3.9. There you go.
Yeah.
And due to the way what it's been doing is there's a massive cluster of sunspots right now on the sun. If you still have your solar eclipse glasses and it's sunny where you're at right now, put them on. You can see it. Like, it's that big. It's currently 16. This cluster of sunspots is like 16 times the diameter of the Earth. And it has been spitting out like boom, boom, boom pulses of these flares, dozens and dozens of them. It's at the peak of that activity cycle, and this big old sunspot is pointing directly at us.
Oh.
Yeah, look, we're in the spotlight. We're going to glow in the dark by Sunday. It'll be great.
Well, it is supposed to be here anyway. 82 on Saturday and like 83 on Sunday. So
With extra microwaves.
with extra. Yeah.
With a side of radiation.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You guys, you'll be able to see if it's clear. You'll see the aurora borealis where you're at.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes, like
That'd be
this
cool.
if you're above like the mid-northern latitude, you and it's clear, you should be able to see them as long as you don't have too much light pollution around you. Like
We're gonna
It's a
take
big
a drive
one.
to the desert.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Half
But it's top
hour
down.
out. Yeah. Head out
Yeah.
toward Crow.
Yeah, because
That
we're in a
would
state
be
with
epic.
lots of desert, so it's okay.
And that's not something we normally see here.
Right. It's probably not a good thing. What is that movie, The Core, where they're showing all the lightning and he's talking to his buddy, is like, so what do your kids think about this? Oh, they think the lights are pretty. They don't realize it's the end of the world. It's like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, well, they're watching a growing potential for it to develop into a G5 storm because due to the nature of the different ones coming out at different energy levels, right, different velocities, they tend to stack up together and form like one big wave that kind of like slowly starts and then eases in as like the intensity of all the waves is in the middle part of it, and then will taper off. And so they are expecting, potential satellite communication disruptions. They do say some of the less protected, like transformers, could be at risk. So you electrician guys are probably going to be busy. Sorry to say.
At least guys on the polls. Now, Cyril, you had a telecommunications company years ago and stuff. Realistically, how's this going to affect people, let's say here in North America, where most of us are from? What kind of things do we have to watch out for?
I mean, it depends on the intensity it winds up being. I'm not going to sit here and fearmonger. A G4 is something to be, it can cause disruptions, right? But it's not going to cause planes to fall out of the sky, right?
Okay.
G5, that can start to become a different story, right? Which is why they're watching it. Thankfully, it's only about, last I looked, about like an 18% chance of developing into a G5 category. So, but you can expect maybe cell phone connectivity issues where calls might drop, or, why don't I have freaking signal? Like things like that. You might experience some rolling power brownouts occasionally if you're, if it winds up being on the more intense side. It's not like anything to freak out about, but they're being aware of the possibilities, right? Just because it's a situation that is developing that they do need eyes on in case it does turn south, right?
Okay, gotcha.
At what G does it become an issue, a major issue?
G5.
Okay. But I mean, like dangerous kind of issue, planes falling out of the sky. Is G5 as high as the G goes? Or is there a G10?
I don't think. Let me double check before I accidentally say anything incorrect. Give me
Perfect.
a moment to look at it.
Absolutely.
The G chart.
Yeah. And
It's
not
just like
even
a
gravity.
Yeah, this is like a solar hurricane kind of thing going. It's like, oh, that's category 5. You're screwed. Yeah, everybody dies.
Okay,
Right,
so
yeah, I
they
was
do
just
use
wondering.
something similar to the hurricane scale.
Okay.
Let's see. But G1 is considered minor and can lead to weak power grid fluctuations. Migratory animals at higher elevations are affected, and auroras are commonly visible at higher altitudes. G2, high latitude power systems can experience voltage alarms. Long duration storms may cause transformer damage. G3, voltage corrections may be required. False alarms can be triggered on some protection devices. Intermittent satellite navigation, low frequency radio navigation problems may occur. G4, which is the one that we're at right now, possible widespread voltage control problems, and some protective systems will mistakenly trip out key assets from the grid. Other systems like induced pipeline current affect preventative measures. High frequency radio propagations will be sporadic. Satellite navigation degradation for hours. Low frequency radio navigation disrupted. And the aurora has been seen as low as 45 degrees on the geomatic latitude. So that's what we're at right now. G5 is widespread voltage control problems, and protective systems problems can occur. Some grid systems may experience complete collapse or blackouts. Transformers may experience damage. Pipeline currents can reach hundreds of amps. High-frequency radio propagation may be impossible in many areas for 1 to 2 days. Satellite navigation will be essentially offline for days. Low-frequency radio navigation can be out for hours. So that's the scale as the NASA website states.
Okay.
Cool.
Gotcha.
We get a science lesson tonight.
We do, yeah. We're having fun. And, this kind of goes hand in hand with what we were talking before. The last couple of weeks, we talked about conspiracy theory. We talked about the end of the world, what could happen. We've always talked about aliens or, we poison ourselves or something stupid. We never thought about the sun just burning us out. It's like, we got nuked by the sun, man. That sucks.
Dude.
Well, didn't we have something happen in the 1800s, but it only affected like the telegraph and things like that because we didn't have as many electronic devices and things depending on it?
The
No?
Carrington event.
Yes, that's it.
That was a G5 magnetic storm. And yes, it
Okay.
set telegraph operation stations on fire. You could see electricity arcing between the telegraph lines. Albeit the shielding was a lot different back then. So that is something that people do need to bear in mind. However, also bear in mind that our entire electrical grid is about 100 years out of date.
Also, if we lose transformers or too many of them, we don't have those lying around, do we? They take forever to get more.
Yes.
Months and months.
And they tend to explode when things go wrong.
When I checked the wait list near the end of last year, the wait list was 18 months.
Wow.
Oof.
That's scary. And I mean, here in America, we've got pretty solid electronics, electrical systems, things like that. But you think about countries that aren't quite as advanced. I mean, man, that could put an entire country into the dark ages. You take some of these places that are just now hitting our level of technology. I couldn't even imagine what that'd be like.
Well, maybe because they weren't in it that long, maybe they'll remember more what it's like and they will recover better than, say, we would. If we got hit by something like that and it wiped us out, we would all panic. But there's a lot of places in the world that aren't as dependent on electricity and electronics. So maybe
Very
they
true.
would actually survive better.
Do you think if there's something we can do that will actually warn us and tell us, or do you think not? No?
It either is or it isn't, huh?
Right.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Welcome to the show. Good to have you here. Yes, everybody, that is my mother. And Mom, we gave you a shout out earlier today. You're going to have to go back and watch it the second time I said it because I forgot to hit record. We won't talk about it. But happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you so much for having us. Or almost Mother's Day. Now, Crow, question for you. You live right next to a military Air Force base, literally like in the same town. What have you noticed out there at Mountain Home Air Force Base? Anything different, anything unusual?
No. There's been no weird activity.
How's your pizza wait time?
It's actually still pretty quick.
Oh.
It's one of the nice things about living in a small town. You get your pizza pretty quick.
Yeah, see, where he's at, he's only going to get busy if shit really hits the fan and they want to start evacuating people out of the cities, like the important figures or whatnot, before they go off to whatever bunker they built, right? That's when Crow gets busy.
Yeah, when Crow has a long wait time, we're all screwed. That's it. End of the world.
Well,
Game
the
over.
funny thing is, where I work downtown, my building is directly behind the Capitol building. They do have bunkers. And they are just downstairs.
Yep.
I mean, granted, not even common access for us, but they're there. The safe rooms and stuff, they're there.
Oh, yeah.
And they're underground.
Well, Wild Angel, you'll love this. So there was a town that shall remain nameless that I grew up well, not grew up, but spent several years of my late teen life living just outside of. And there was an old Russell Stover candy factory there that sat vacant for years until one day it was bought up by EDS, who then started bringing in tons of dump trucks that would show up, and then they'd cart all this dirt out of the building, and then the dump trucks would leave. And this went on for months. And then all of this like big fence work goes up, all of the security buildings goes up, the guard towers, all of this nonsense. And
Underground compound.
Turns out from the people who helped do work, like locals who helped do work on different aspects of it, they were like, it's not EDS, it's DHS. And the reason why you keep hearing those low rumble volume booms is because they're adding a substation here for the underground rail that runs from DC all the way down the East Coast and through Langley, because my town was directly south of Langley before whatever hypertube or whatnot they had down there, because we were hearing sonic booms. Anytime there was something going on in DC, we'd constantly hear these little muffled underground, like boom. And it's just the sonic booms of the trains leaving the freaking substation.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they created sonic booms. I mean, it's like sitting there as, that's just normal. I would expect that in an Air Force base or something they're flying around, but underground? That is trippy.
So Elon Musk has actually been trying to popularize an idea of a large underground hyperloop, right? That essentially will use vacuum pressures and air pressure changes and mag rails to essentially have a levitating underground bullet passenger train, right? And it uses these to, in stages, super accelerate the passengers at low enough G-forces to get them moving faster than the speed of sound. And that creates a sonic boom due to the change in air pressures.
That would be insane. Heading over to New York, I'll be there in 27 minutes on my way.
Yeah.
I think that's typically cool.
What do you do if there's a trail derailment underground? That's got to be bad, right?
Well, it wouldn't be your problem for long.
0.327 seconds. Done. Game over.
You ever seen A Bug's Life? Right at the beginning when the thing hit the windshield.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, his butt was the last thing that went through his mind.
Uh-huh. Oh, good, until you have a severe geomagnetic storm. Yeah. What would a bullet train and a geomagnetic storm do? That's got to be a hellacious, ugly combination.
Especially one that runs on mag rails.
Right.
Ooh. Don't shoot an AMP off down there.
What's the grinding noise I'm hearing? Oh, it's my life coming to an end.
It's interesting you think about it. I mean, with everything going on in the world, we've got wars going on, we've got countries, financial system collapsing, and here it is. Nobody ever thought to look up. Hey, look, the sun's going to cook us all. Yep. How do you like your human being? Oh, well done, please. Sure, no problem. Serve it up in 2 days.
Yeah, see the outside. Just make sure I'm season 12 because my meat's probably going to be a little gamey.
Yeah.
But you're not a boar.
Me and you are going to have, really sweet meat because of how much Mountain Dew we drink.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been pre-marinating in this nice, sugar rub. You should definitely, fillet me and dry my meat to make jerky.
Ooh,
right? That would do a light hickory maple smoke. Oh my god, I would taste delicious.
And this is the way Fridays go. Down the hill we go. That's crazy.
Wow.
And, yeah. You think about it though, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's like we were talking before. We got plastic in our brain. We're putting chemicals in our bodies. Yeah. I'm not sure. Are we fit for human consumption? So I was like, I don't know anything about chemicals.
Maybe energy consumption.
Oh, that's crazy. So, Smiley, what do you think about this whole solar flare thing? You worried about it all, or?
Oh, I've been worried about it for a long time, especially EMPs as well, because you just have to drop that in the atmosphere, and you don't even have to drop that on the ground, and it could mess us up. So, yeah, and I know that, you know, multiple countries have that technology, like China, so I don't know. Oh, remember when we had that weather balloon floating around? I don't know, stuff like that kind of freaks me out, but I try not to, like, you know, just prep as best I can and then just let it go.
Like a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Let it go. Be like Elsa. Let it go.
Yeah.
We need to start building Faraday cages in every one of our like special rooms. If any EMPs go off, we're good.
Well, that's what I was wondering, Crow. Like, should we protect our devices this weekend? You know, make our own little Faraday cages, or I don't know.
So you can make a Faraday cage relatively easily, right? You essentially want to put like a copper mesh or a copper coil. So here's a very cheap at-home one that you can make. You know those metal trash cans with the lid that like snaps shut over top of them. They're all metal.
Yes.
Take some copper wire, wrap it all the way around it in like coils and whatnot, ground it off on both ends, and put magnets on the steel trash can, and just let it sit, right? They do actually sell Faraday bags, but I mean at this point, like, it might be a little late to order one, right?
You think?
But yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
DIY Faraday cage.
Yeah, pretty much anything. You know, I mean, they made it really hard to get these days, but anything lined with lead is also good for
Right.
that.
I'm gonna laugh if he's gonna get copper right now.
If what?
If he's gonna get like a bunch of copper right now, he's
Nah.
just like, building a Faraday cage.
He's gonna tell you to like head out to one of the job sites in the middle of the night and like come back with a spool of wire so you guys can strip it down, and then be like, I don't know where it went, boss.
Yeah.
I had so
Yeah.
much wires in the back of my vehicle for so long because I went to a side job and need wires, so I bought a crap ton of it.
Hey!
And I had a bunch of it sitting in my car, and it stayed there for a while up until that guy in the corner. So like, hey, I need some wires. So I gave him a bunch of wire, and I was like, here you go. So I know he's got wire.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty.
Oh yeah. I tried to steal the cookies. I got caught.
How did you think you weren't going to get caught?
Yeah, she's hiding them over on the side of her, so I had to reach totally across her to grab them. Damn. There's-
I know how this game works.
Crow. What would Serenity's D&D character sheet initial skill point allocation look like? Never mind. Moving on.
His
You'd have to
stealth
explain to him
would
anyway.
be rather low. Either that or he just rolled a nat 1.
Oof.
I think I
That's
got
a
insulted, but
critical-
I'm not sure.
That's a critical fail.
No, I'd say he's spec'd into barbarian class, right? Would that seem kind of accurate?
No.
No, like lawful good barbarian?
Yes, I can see it now.
He's too intelligent to be a barbarian. You'd have to dump status intelligence.
All right, so what? Lawful good paladin? Or no, lawful chaotic paladin.
I could see it.
That sounds like
I
fun.
could see that.
Trying to think of what you played when we played D&D. I can't remember. I think you
I'm
were
a
ranger.
rogue all the way.
I'm not going to remember my name, so I don't know.
He was an alien from a different planet that crash landed, and I think he was a ranger.
I could see him as a ranger.
Yeah, and he would always cast wild shape, and he would pick like owlbear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
We
it's so
should
funny.
do a one shot once on Freaky Friday. That'd be fun.
Ooh. Crow's all in. Oh,
He's the
that's a good question.
I got an itch. I need scratch.
Hey, I found my earpiece.
Yay!
Don't mind. Felt something under my foot. I'm like, what is that? That's the part of my earbud I was missing.
He lost one of the squishies off his earbud, and he's like asking me for some. I'm like, yeah, you have to go raid my old earbuds.
Found it.
Found it. Now you can put mine back when you wear off.
Okay, I'll put that right there. As long as I don't eat it with the Oreos.
Ew.
Oh my god, pizza and weird things on pizza. I was in high school and my parents ordered a pizza from Chicago Connection Pizza. And in one of their toppings was olives that they picked. They loved pepperoni and olive. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I was looking at Cyril's face. In place of olives, there were little rubber truck tires.
Oh, that's epic. I love that. That is so evil.
Some of them were olives, but then there was random little rubber truck tires.
That's great. You know what I put on the pizza tonight?
What?
What?
I put on spaced out bits of the spicy sweet pulled chicken
Ooh.
from that I made and seasoned up from the pulled chicken sandwiches that I made. The hickory smoked barbecue pulled chicken, and I sprinkled that all over top of the pizza. About halfway through me cooking it in the oven, slapped it back in there. That way it could cook in and marinate those flavors, and so good.
Ooh,
Nice.
that sounds yummy.
It does.
It does. A little bit of
Okay,
pineapple on top. That would be epic. Lights on.
Okay, we need to relocate closer there so we can go raid Cyril's house for dinner a couple times a week.
All right, but you guys are doing the cleanup after I cook. You bring the groceries, I make the list, I'll cook it, and then you clean up afterwards.
That's okay, I got kids.
I don't care who cleans up afterwards as long as it's done according
Tiana
to
will do the
specifications.
dishes.
Yeah.
Tiana will do dishes. She's great.
But why relocate when you could just take the bullet train underground all the way to his
Right.
place in like 5 minutes?
There you go.
Be there in an hour.
Beam me up, Scotty. You know, it's actually funny. I actually, sorry, you might have read about this. They actually transported something. I don't remember what it was. I briefly caught it.
Light
That's been-
particle.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a photon. They teleported it.
Mm.
Okay, tell us. What's going on?
It would take far too long to explain, but
Okay, never
basically
mind.
quantum magic and slowing particles and quantum entanglement of other particles to
Ooh.
effectively force another protocol or another particle to take on the state of the particle that they teleported.
Oh.
So they
interesting.
teleported the information.
I saw that on Willy Wonka. He did the same thing with Chocolate Bar. It's actually kind of wild. I mean, we're talking about solar flares, but yet now they've got an actual TV ad about personal flying motorcycles.
Mhm.
Can you imagine flying around in a car and all of a sudden one of these EMP hits? Like, hey, guess what? Everybody fell out of the sky. How's that going to work? Exactly, Crow. It's like gravity works.
You know, EMS services would be awfully busy that day.
Can you imagine? Think about this. How many people get their vehicle repoed? Okay, quite a few, right? Because the lending practice is predatory in nature and approves people for things that they cannot afford because the system's designed against them. Anywho, with most of these car companies these days, and given that all the electronics on board essentially run everything, what they've taken to doing is if you miss your payment and you miss the deadline, they just boop, send a command and shuts off your car wherever you're at, right? they have that ability to do that, and they have been using that. Thankfully, they're right now legally required to make sure the vehicle is moving at 0 doing that. However, that sometimes those are inaccurate, right? Especially if, I don't know, solar flare hits or something like that, or maybe, you know, you just miss your satellite connection. Who knows? So if that command is sent and everything just comes to a stop because you had your flying motorcycle on payment.
Aw.
Oh, that's ugly.
Ooh.
Bug on a windshield.
Yeah, you're doing 90 miles an hour over the freeway, and all of a sudden you just fall out of the sky and wipe out 12 people. It's like, okay, who's responsible for that mess? That gets messy.
That's
Can you imagine when the guy's gotta hit that button? Like, not only like,
Sure.
if you have any empathy, you're kind of like, this kind of, sorry, buddy, but then like, what if my system's wrong? What if they are moving?
Yeah.
Right.
That's scary. We're repoing a busload of nuns on their way down to Vegas, and they happen to be doing 90 miles an hour, but my thing said 0. It's like, oh, guess what? 37 nuns gone. That could get ugly quick.
Nuns in Vegas?
What are they doing in Vegas?
Definitely not
for
bringing
Praying
up.
for your savior.
You've seen Sister Act?
Right, yeah.
Oh, they're going to go see Father Elvis.
Yeah.
There you go. Elvis is not dead, he just went home. It's okay.
All right, AGK.
Okay, perfect. But you know, think about it. I was actually working earlier today on the next helium video I'm putting out on the cell phone thing, and I started doing a little bit of research. There's actually a box you can plug into your car that operates and replaces your keys. So then you can actually utilize your cell phone as to start and run your car. You no longer need keys anymore.
Wow.
But then solar
Don't
flare,
lose your
and now you can't
phone.
start your car.
Right. I don't know. I didn't dive head deep into it yet, Sarah, but I'm going to. I want to look into that.
Well, I mean, they've got the technology where all you have to have is the key fob within a certain proximity to the car to keep it running.
Right.
Well, I'm not shaking my head no because they don't have that tech. They absolutely do, right? I'm shaking my head no because you don't want to do that. Like that just
One more thing to
screams-
hack.
Yeah. Yeah, that just screams no thank you.
Or just, I'm sorry, oh, it shuts down, and I don't have my keys on me because I got so used to just using my phone, and now I can't start my car, and I'm in the middle of nowhere.
What do you do when you drop your phone in a toilet? You get your credit cards, your keys to your house, your car, yeah.
You're
Man, your life is
screwed.
over.
Yeah, well, luckily most of them these days are fairly water resistant, right? So unless you're sitting there running it through the wash
Washing
cycle with your clothes.
We actually had one. I dropped a Motorola Razr in the wash. Could not find it. And I'm like, what the hell was I doing? It survived the washing machine. Once it completely dried out, it still functioned. I mean, it lived in a bag of rice for about a week. But yeah,
That's something that I would, now that you bring that up, is kind of weird, because like, back when phones used to get washed or anything like that, it was bag of rice for a week, or whatever you need to do to try to save it. But can you imagine in the society now just not having your phone for a week?
Serenity did that for about 3 days when he swapped over to helium because he ported his number before he got his SIM card. Well, he was trying to figure this out. He had no phone for 3-5 days, something like that. Oh, he was miserable.
Thankfully, my authenticator and everything still worked, but you start thinking about it. I know I've got like 60 authenticator codes on there for everything in crypto, everything I do. Can you imagine losing that or not having access to that? Like, I can't do a damn thing. I can't move
Well-
nothing.
Serenity, all you have to do is ask because you backed your authenticator to mine. And mine's
Exactly.
on his. So,
And that's smart. You know, like, who knows? Like, what if something happens to you, how would your partner access any of your stuff? How would your family, like all the work that you've done, like, do you have a plan in place, something for somebody to recover it somehow? Do you have that
Yeah,
stuff written
him.
out?
And
Yeah,
we've
but
got
what if
all
we don't?
seed
What if we don't
phrase.
pay off the car? We're all in the car together, and they shut us off while we're flying through the sky, and we both die. Then what?
That's what the safe is for.
Ah,
We have a safe, his gun safe. And that's where every code, phrase, whatever lives.
seed phrase.
And that's a good way to do it.
So
So, Smiley, what do you have in place for security for you, my dear?
Oh, well, I wrote everything down in a greeting card. Well, actually in two. And one is in my room. So I don't have anything kept on my computer or anything. So that's where, my seed phrase and all that stuff is written. But then I made a copy and I gave it to my best friend. And it's at her house. And she lives kind of far away from me. But she told me, she goes, I hope there's no crypto on here because she doesn't know anything about crypto. And I'm like, I put in their directions on how you can get to it. And she goes, but that's too hard. So don't die. I'm like, okay, I'll try not to. But that's all I've got in place because I don't really have a lot or anything, or, people I have to worry about or anything. And so it's just
Still, that's good though. I tell a lot of people that in all my tutorials and stuff is make 2 copies, keep one on site
Right.
and one off site in case, God forbid, your house burns down and you lose everything. Even a
Right.
fireproof safe, there's no guarantee it's going to live. So, I think that's absolutely brilliant, Smiley. Good job, dear.
Thank you. It works.
How about you, Crow? What do you got in place, buddy?
I'm taking everything to my grave.
That's fair.
Nobody gets nothing. It's all mine. Screw y'all.
he's taking it with him.
No, I haven't had the ability or need to quite yet.
Okay, that's fair.
Most of my stuff is accessible. Something happens to me, my father knows the password to my PC, so, but everything else is mostly physical, so I don't have anything that needs to get backed up except crypto stuff, which I should probably do something about it, but I haven't had the need to yet.
When you have the need, it's probably too late to do it, right?
What happens to Mouse?
Should probably stay with my dad.
Oh, good.
I know I'll be dead. That'll be someone else's problem.
Okay.
Nah, Ray won't let her go.
Oh no.
No. Wow, that's kind of a scary mindset, Crow. It's like, I'm dead. I don't care. Screw y'all.
Well, I mean, it's fair. Like at that point, like he can't affect it anyway. So any wishes that he might have, he's completely dependent on somebody else to carry out anyways, assuming that they do, right? So ultimately, it's not your problem once you're dead, right?
It's a good point.
Set up the way that you can for what you can, and then however it plays out is kind of on the people involved afterwards, right?
Yeah.
You think about it, though. Actually, you're doing us a favor, Crow. Now we don't have to do anything if you die. It's like, hey, doesn't matter. It's okay. There's nothing to do. He took care of everything, or it just doesn't matter. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm trying to make my death as inconveniencing as possible. I'm trying to be that nice guy up until the very end.
Even after he's dead, he's still being nice. What do you have to do? Nothing, man. Ain't nothing to worry about. It's okay.
His house burned
It's all
down,
taken
so we
care
don't have to bury the body or anything. It's all taken care of.
Just go up there, kick the dirt a few times. There you go.
We spread
Problem
it.
solved.
Sick and
That's true.
twisted.
We are a sick, twisted group here, and it's interesting because a lot of people, they don't want to talk about the negativity. They don't want to talk about, okay, what could happen. Well, we've got the things of the wars going on. We've got the solar flares going on, and you never know what could happen. And right now we're in a huge state of flux. We talked about that a few weeks ago in our social transition, and it's really kind of scary. You start thinking about that. So, kind of curious, what do you guys think? Has anything major shifted in the last few weeks that we weren't aware of previously, short of the solar flare? Good, Si.
Oh, that's like you're asking for that?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let me have it.
Well, who here has a social media? Everyone? Awesome. So you need to be going on your Twitter. You need to be going to every single public figure out there who was at the Met Gala. You need to be reporting their accounts and blocking them.
Oh.
Do tell, what happened?
So, for those who are unaware, some, I guess, public actress figure, whatever, Haley Bailey or something like that.
Holly Berry?
No, Haley Bailey
okay.
had the audacity to, while they're hosting this Met Gala event, at which tickets cost $75,000 a pop. Bear in mind, $75,000 would save 30 Palestinian children and pay for their bride passage to get them across the Egyptian border because they won't just let them in. That's an entire class of kids, right? But no, they thought it would be a great idea right now while the world is watching and very angry about everything going on to spend all this money. And then Haley Bailey had the higher audacity to, quote, let them eat cake.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. And in this instance, the economy, the influence, the power comes from attention.
Mhm.
They need to all be deprived of it and left to rot.
I like it.
Stop buying
Yeah.
their products, ban and block them on every single platform, deprive that attention, deprive their economy, because that's the only language they speak.
It's very true. Yeah, I remember my history lesson. The last person who said let them eat cake, I think they ended up losing something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, their head.
Off with their heads, yeah. That is crazy. And that's the world we live in. It's so disconnected
Mhm.
that yeah, people have that audacity. That's insane. Blows my mind.
Yep. And people are mad. Rightfully so. Do you guys know the story of Marie Antoinette and, why she said let them eat cake?
Well, she didn't actually say that. She said let them eat brioche because they were out of bread. And she kind of said it out of ignorance, not to be mean, but she gets misquoted all the time.
Yes. But the prince, and that's why the current rallying cry is Marie Antoinette may not have said let them eat cake, but
Mhm.
Haley Bailey did.
Mhm.
And so that's the motto of this. It's called the digitine, the digital version of the guillotine. Off with their heads. And so the peasants have revolted, and there is no food to eat. There is famine everywhere. The cost of food is insane. I picked up the spices and ingredients that I needed to make chicken pulled sandwiches, and it cost me $88. And I'm not shopping at some prim fancy place. That ain't me, right? That was at freaking Walmart. It's insane. And for them to sit there in this event where, if you see clips from it, screams District 1 Hunger Games style dress and makeup. Literally, it's like I'm watching a scene from the movie, and sit there and quote let them eat cake.
That's insane.
Okay. We hear you.
We see you, we hear you, yeah. We're gonna cut you off. So Smiley, how do you feel about that? You're always uppity and cheery. I mean, what's your reaction to that?
I think that what Sai said is true about there being a disconnect. I think we got so apathetic in this country because we sit isolated from reality so much, and we just watch TV and movies and we think that's like reality. But then, for example, I moved to the country a few years ago, and I've gone back to visit my friend, and I drive through the city down there, and there's homeless people everywhere. And it's scary to me to think how many people do not have a place to live other than a tent, or, they're living on the streets, and people drive by all the time, and it's like it doesn't exist. Do they just ignore it all? And I'm thinking, what is anybody doing about this? And then the children, that's what freaks me out the most, because I know when I moved out, I used to work for a non-charitable organization that used to help specifically homeless kids. There used to be 800 homeless kids just in the city I lived in alone, and trying to help them and get them a place to stay that was safe and services was a challenge. It was a lot of work, but it was worthwhile. But now it's exploded. There's so many, even more people who are homeless that don't have food, don't have a safe place to live, and it freaks me out. So that's how I feel about it. Yet when you look in the media, you don't see anybody talking about it. It's as if it doesn't exist. It's all about what, the latest celebrities doing and how much money they have, and you can have it too. All you need is a TikTok account, or, you know what I mean? It's just a disconnect.
It's all
that's my
deflection.
rant.
That was something
Yes, exactly.
that was something that blew my mind, because I recently, people know up here, I went to Salt Lake to go to a concert
Mhm.
in Utah, and I'm from Idaho, and I got out there, and it was completely different, because the amount of homeless people, the amount of graffiti, it was just, the whole place was like a Gloomville. Just graffiti everywhere, homeless people everywhere. The atmosphere was just like doom and gloom almost in certain places, and it was just ridiculous. And then my boss, he used to live out there, and I started telling him all this stuff, and he's like, "It's that bad?" I'm like, "Yeah," because he used to live there, and he was, "It wasn't that bad when I was there." And just in like the 10-15 years that he's left there, it's gone so down, it's ridiculous.
I have a friend who lives in Canada, and he lives on the outskirts of a particular city that I shall not mention. And he said in the last 5 years, the city has gone from having virtually no homeless, right, to having a lot of homelessness. And they are actually trial running QR codes now to enter and exit cities in Canada. And you know what they're calling them? Districts.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yup. Let me grab an article for you.
I saw that movie. It didn't go well.
No.
Yeah, the whole district thing did not go well.
It makes you wonder how many of these movies really are foreshadowing what the future is going to look like. Is it really going to be that screwed up? It's looking like it. It's getting scarier and scarier.
I'll see y'all in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'll volunteer.
Yep.
Let's see.
Crazy.
Shortcuts need skin in order to enter exit. See, that's just crazy. I'm waiting for you to find that article. I was watching.
I dropped the link in private chat.
Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me-
That's just the first one that I grabbed, but there's a bunch of articles and very angry rants about it across the internet at the moment.
Whoa.
Oh, it's an island.
They're trial running the process, and the
Yeah.
city of Edmonton is also looking at instituting the process because they like the way it's going over there. Yeah. You're muted, Serenity.
Wrong button. Ah. How
There's
can
a
you
lot of
possibly
that
like the
thing.
way that's working? I mean, that is insane. Is there like people lined up outside? I mean, you got big barbed wire fences and stuff to lock people out. How's this working?
Well, they're trial running it on the island because, well, it's an island. It's a lot easier to control who's able to get on and off the ship, right?
Right.
But Yeah, the city of Edmonton is looking at testing that out as well.
Wonder how
So,
long until you gotta get a tattoo of the QR code.
Well, isn't that what was that book series?
Left Behind.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He reads my mind. I love it. You know, everybody had to get tattooed.
Right. That's I'm not a religious person. I'm very spiritual, but I've read a lot and learned a lot. And that's one of the things they talk about is having the mark of the beast. Well, they say that in the future you're going to have some type of mark to use modern currency. Otherwise, you can't buy or sell anything if you don't have this certain tattoo or a mark or some sign of some sort. And that's considered, quote, the mark of the beast, so they say. And you start thinking about it. We're not that far away. I mean, we've already got people putting electronics in their bodies so they can use their credit cards, debit cards, things like that on a day-to-day basis. They're putting in jewelry. How long is it going to be till you have a QR code on your palm? And that's how you pay for your stuff.
Well, it's one world currency, one world government.
It's called WorldCoin.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we're there. We're on the brink.
Right.
And that's kind of scary. I mean, I'm not like hugely religious, actually. I don't follow Christianity at all. But Revelations and Armageddon and all this stuff is like scary if it really does come around.
Well, we microchip our animals. Couldn't you see that happening to people then, and then they know where you are at all times, what you've bought, everything about you. I don't really particularly want that.
they already do.
I put
good
an
point.
air
Good
tag
point.
on my daughter at one point.
We carry it around.
That's a good point.
Like, do you have any idea how much data that this device collects even while it's just sitting there off? The fact that every time you turn on the phone, it sends a data transmission to their servers, including the geolocation that your device moved while it was powered off. Like, do you know that?
So even with a VPN, it still can do that, huh?
Because it grabs the internal sensor data. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
It doesn't care where your connection goes through. It's sending
Oh.
internal sensor data. And same thing with microphone, like it can sit there passively if it needs to, or if they have it set to do so.
Yeah. You think about all those remotes, you say, hey, Alexa, play whatever. It has to be listening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to do that. So it's monitoring everything. Make no mistake. Somebody could get into that. They could hear or see anything at any point in time. We would never know.
One of the ladies I used to work for a company, and we did a lot of financial data. But one of the ladies I worked with won some donuts or something from a radio station. They brought them and gave us all like Alexa dots. Whoops.
It used to work.
It used to work. I was grabbing the Alexa dot, but and we were forbidden from having them in the office. They were like, they are listening devices. Anybody can listen to any of because we're not talking like the data that I'm dealing with at the state, but it was still financial data.
The thing
But it was crazy. And I thought they were paranoid at the time. That was, 5 years ago, honey?
Mm-hmm. About that.
And, yeah, it's insane.
the thing that blew my mind with the whole listening thing was when I was getting ready to buy a server so me and Jim and a bunch of other people could play a game together called Project Zomboid. And I was researching, and not researching at the time yet, but I was talking about it to Jim and everything. We're trying to figure this out, and I hadn't even started looking for it yet. And I went that night to go watch TV. Started watching TV. Very first ad that popped up. This server, yada yada yada, all this stuff at the server, and I'm like, what the hell?
They're watching you.
That's what cookies are for on your computer.
Yeah.
And not the Oreos.
Well, and now even VPNs aren't working anymore. So, give you an idea. So, I've done some airdrop hunting and things like that. And 6 months, a year ago, I could go in, connect a VPN, say I'm in another country, and I could collect an airdrop, no problem. I tried today to collect one of those airdrops. Says, "Oh, it looks like you're behind a VPN. Please turn that off, and then try to re-access, and we'll give you airdrop." I'm like, "Whoa, really? What the hell is a VPN for? If you're monitoring this stuff?" Yeah, it's
I've had
scary.
the same thing. I've had a couple of different sites that I cannot connect to any longer. They force me to turn off my VPN, or they will not interact with me.
If
I
you
was
have
like,
a
oh.
VPN turned on and you go to Uniswap, it will not work.
Hmm.
Really.
Yep.
And this is getting scary and crazy at the same time.
The way they've been doing it is most of the VPN systems that people use, they all follow similar algorithms. So they'll route through similar nodes in different countries.
Hmm.
And so what they started doing was tracking number of requests from specific servers. And so they started, if it has more than X amount of requests in a specific time frame, block traffic from that server and throw up a, hey, looks like you're using a VPN, to force people off of it.
Okay. So I got to ask, how are you guys getting around that, or are you?
Does anybody want to say?
I haven't found a way. I haven't really tried that hard. I know in mine I've got a Deeper Connect Mini here. I thought about plugging that in because I've done that before. The problem is everything is so transparent nowadays, and even the computer systems, most of your VPNs are almost useless anymore. I mean, quantum computing, everything else, they can break pretty much any code you want. So how long is this going to last until it's all completely irrelevant?
Not long.
Scary to think when I work remote, we have to be on our VPN. But, if we look at the Change Healthcare cyber attack and the millions of people that are impacted by that. Oh, by the way, regardless of whether you deal with United Healthcare or any of the Change Healthcare people, I know in Idaho, United Healthcare is paying for identity protection or identity theft stuff and credit monitoring and all that kind of stuff for everybody who potentially was impacted, because it turned out it was millions of people in the States.
Yeah, I had the same thing happen with T-Mobile, right? And they had to pay for credit monitoring, I think, for 2 years after the judgment rolled out. I think the settlement I got was some pittance to $58 or some bull. Thanks for leaking my social security number, guys.
Here's your compensation of $58.
That's
It costs
insane.
more than that just to replace all the documents if you ever had to change it due to theft.
Well, the Change Healthcare has not even gone to a settlement or anything. It is just they stepped up and says, "Hey, we had a breach. We had a huge breach." They're also with TRICARE. Yep. Anyone who is associated with TRICARE has potentially been breached. Any United Healthcare, any of that, it's huge right now. We had one of our bureau chiefs just did a interview. I think it was last night at 5:00 on KTVB. Did an interview about the Change Healthcare, and it's not just Idaho. This is national. Actually, I think they might have been international. I don't have all the details though. It's part of the propaganda machine, so I kind of stay away from the news. But yeah, it's out there. There was a huge breach.
And it's happening all the time. I actually got a phone call earlier this morning from Greg Tucker from Smart Bitcoin Mining. So you and I talked with him yesterday, And he calls me up, says, "Hey Jim, you seem a little concerned about me, so I just want to give you a call." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Well, yeah, the message you sent me earlier today." "What message?" "Well, yeah, you were asking me about my investments and how I'm doing and this and that." I'm like,
Oh.
"No, I did not. Double check. Let's go through this." And so we went back into his Discord, and he had somebody else, Serenity DHCL. And it's like, "Isn't that you?" And I'm like, "No, I'll send you a message right now. This is me." Like, "Oh, well, then that wasn't you." It's like, "No, it wasn't." And man, it's getting sketchy out there. Everywhere you go, somebody is trying to scam you.
It's called social engineering.
Right.
It's funny how many friend requests I get from Serenity DHC1 or Serenity DHC exclamation point or something stupid. I get so
And I
many
hear
of
you
those, and I'm
afterwards.
like, yeah, I'm like, you're doing this to the wrong person.
That's just funny. And yeah, you guys know me, of course, but I was really surprised because Greg calls me out of the blue. It's like, "Dude, you seemed worried about me." I'm like, "No, I haven't talked to you since yesterday. What are you talking about?" And yeah, it's wild to think about how much information we pass through Discord, Twitter, Facebook, all that. And if somebody pops up and you don't really read carefully, what kind of information you could give out. And yeah, it's a crazy, crazy world we live in. And then on top of that, we've got Heckle and Jekyll lying to us on TV regularly. "Oh no, inflation's not near as bad as you think it is. Don't worry about it." Really? That's funny. Because population's dropping, homelessness is increasing. Everything is going wrong, and you're trying to tell us, "Don't worry about it. It's okay. We got this."
It's been funny. I keep getting these calls from like, sometimes it's AI, sometimes it's people trying to scam me. I'll fuck with them. Answer the phone. "Hey, this such and such. Are you interested?" "No." "I didn't hear that." Goes on and on. "Are you interested?" "No." "Well, you sure?" "No. I'm very sure that I do not want what you're giving." And they'll just keep going. All of a sudden, it'll just go silent for like 2 minutes, and I hear doo-doo as they hang up. It's like,
Yeah,
There's one YouTube I saw the other day. It's and a lady makes these videos, and she calls somebody. She has that perfect voice, sounds like the automated system. "Thank you for calling the Microsoft Fraud Detection Center. We have located your IP address and are sending authorities on the way." And she does it perfectly. I'm like, "Oh, that's evil. I love it. That's great."
Ray has a nasty habit of when she gets an unknown caller answering "Konnichiwa."
no, it's Ohio. I can't even say it.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, she
And-
changed it. It used to be "Konnichiwa."
Yeah, well, that's what she's doing now, and it's just so funny because I'll look over. I'm like, what the? Oh, some random person called you.
And
My
they're not
wife-
expecting Japanese.
My wife usually answers county coroner's office, county head coroner speaking. "Can I ask, the toe tag number of who you're calling about?"
Oh, I like that one.
There's some really messed up ones like that out there.
City Coroner, you stab him, we slap him.
Yep.
Yeah, she likes to take it all professional, and usually they go "Who is this?" and then she repeats it, and then they hang up, and it's great. They never call her back.
That works. I like that. Yeah, BTK says, "Sai, you look tired." I agree. We
Alright,
we might cut
BTK.
this one a little bit short tonight. You didn't?
Yep.
Was it the weird silver lights in the sky that's doing it from the flare?
No.
Oh, okay. So, Smiley, how do you deal with those unwanted callers? What's your trick?
Nobody calls me. I'm serious. Nobody ever calls me. We don't have a landline. I just have a cell phone. Nobody ever calls me. It's not a problem. However, I'm over in Telegram and I get DM'd all the time. So I just ignore them.
That's fair. BTK says, "I just got home, got to go to sleep now, but stopping to say, hi, BTK, buddy. Yeah, I hear
Hi,
you're working some
BTK.
crazy hours, brother. Good to see you're working, but man, it sounds like it's vicious." Yep, get some rest, my man. So I'm really curious, Mike, because I get at least 2 to 3 calls a week asking about
Wow.
extended insurance or solar panels. That's a great one. I love that one. How in the world did you not get on these call lists?
I have no idea. I don't know.
She avoided the one thing we all clicked.
Yes. What is it?
He
If I
didn't
only
click
knew.
something.
I don't
It's
know.
the thing. It's the thing that you had to like be on the internet at a very specific point in time, right? In order to have clicked that thing during your initial sign-up period onto the internet or whatever it was, and somehow Smiley managed to miss that little specific time period before that bug was patched or whatever.
Now that's the secret to why I'm so happy.
Apparently,
Nobody
yeah.
calls me.
I must have clicked that thing like 30 times. Like, do not click this. Oh, I'm hitting that thing. Yeah, let's do it. That would be me.
It was a big red button that said "Do not push."
Yeah, I pushed it twice just to be sure.
Titan
Didn't do
AE.
anything.
What is this thing? I created it. It says don't push.
See, what Billy does is when he answers, he immediately presses the mute so that they can't hear anything coming through and doesn't say anything, because then that immediately drops the value of your phone number down to 0 if you keep doing
Oh.
that. Because if they get somebody on the other line, it still means they got somebody on the other line, and they can say, this is a good number, we got contact on this number, and that phone number becomes worth more, right? So more it goes into the list of confirmed people on the other end, and that continues to circulate it.
So that's why
Interesting.
Crow's at the top of the list, because he's always going, no, no, no. They love him.
Well, I always answer my phone because where I work, that's how people tend to try to get a hold of me. And I don't have everyone's phone number saved, so I'll get random calls from plumbers. Hey, I need you to come do this for me, please. Okay.
So now you know, just answer it muted, wait until they say something, and then if you know the name or you know the voice, okay, then answer it. I like that. I'm going to have to try that.
It's pretty clever.
Mhm.
And he knows how all that works, so
That's pretty slick. So you guys learned it here first. Answer your phone on mute. And if nothing else, you say, no, I didn't hear it. Sorry. My bad. They never heard your voice, so you're okay. So there is one thing I want to give a shout out for, because I ran into this week and I was really impressed by this. So we've been talking about the hardships, the homelessness, things like that that's going on. But as a gamer, I thoroughly believe in gaming, and I found that one game in particular is trying to help people out there. I thought this was really cool, so I wanted to make sure to call this one out. So we play Call of Duty all the time, and they actually have a Call of Duty endowment fund, which actually helps veterans get jobs, gets them educated, retrained. So if you are a gamer and if you play Call of Duty, I highly recommend look at their endowment pack. They have a event going on right now for the Call of Duty endowment. But it's one that I actually got. I got a cool skin, some different toys and stuff for it. But the funds go to helping the veterans. So if you haven't checked it out and you are a gamer, definitely check it out.
I know what pack I'm buying when I get on tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like $20, I think. Gives some cool tracers, some different things. But I think it's really neat to see like the gaming industry, where you've got the actors and actresses. They're saying, "Oh, let them eat cake. That's fine." Then you've got the gaming industry saying, "Hey, let's help the veterans. So let's help people out." So, if you are a gamer or you know anybody who is a gamer, have them check it out. Now, also, if you're a veteran, you can get one of these endowment packs absolutely for free by proving that you're a veteran. So not only are they helping the veterans, they're actually giving them perks if they are veterans. So I thought that was
this last Veterans Day, I had signed up for something. We get notifications. I get a stream and I get notified that Call of Duty had a pack for free for a veteran, and just had to sign in and get the email code and everything, and we never got it.
Oh.
No, we didn't. I'm gonna have to check into that. But no, I definitely wanted to give a shout out because I thought that was pretty cool and I ran across that. But yeah, Crow, definitely check it out later on when we get on and do some gaming. And I think it's great to see these different industries actually helping the people. Like we're talking, you've got graffiti, you've got homeless kids, you've got people on the streets. It's insane. And so these industries that are trying to help versus saying let them eat cake, and support them in my book.
it's almost like gamers actually understand the value of teamwork.
Hey,
Yeah.
go figure, huh?
I can't think of any other instances of that, like concrete instances, but I know there's been a bunch of stuff like that in the game industry where there's like constant promotions or like this fund goes to this charity. Like I hear that constantly in the gaming world, where people are always trying to do that. It seems like in the gaming industry.
It does. And, I think that's one of the biggest things is where gaming isn't based on social media, like actors, actresses, that kind of thing. This is based on people's enjoyment. And, man, I can tell you firsthand, gamers are the first one to stand up and say, nah, that's screwed up. This needs fixed. This is broken. We are a very angry, hostile, and critical bunch.
Well, you heard what happened with Helldivers, right?
I was just
What-
going to mention that, but take
No,
it
what
away,
happened?
please.
So they came out and they said that starting this day, you have to have a PSN account, which is a PlayStation account, to play Helldivers. If you don't have it, you're not going to get in the game. You're going to have to create one, and it's going to link your PSN to this. And gaming industry said, nope. Every PC player mostly put a freaking refund, try to get all their stuff refunded, and
Right.
just said, we're going to stop playing. And they
Oh,
bullied
wow.
them. And they bullied them into revoking that update.
The power of the people.
True.
Right.
I wish this country would band together more against the bullshit that our government is doing. I really wish they would, because as a single person, just one little cell, I can't do anything. But when I pull together all these people around me and all the people they know, we can make an impact. We can fix what is wrong if we stand up for it. Because when the hell did government for the people, by the people, become a rich man's game?
Silence.
I'm bite my tongue on that. On just people are waking up. They're getting angry. They're passing those bills through faster than you can blink left and right. Trying to stop it. Trying to ban TikTok. TikTok's now suing the U.S. government for literally the
Thank
breach of
God.
the First Amendment. The freedom of speech.
Right.
Because it is, and they're mad about it because now you can literally flip and watch everything happen live, right? It's not filtered through the media and the right narrative that they want you to have given out. You can literally see it firsthand, right?
Hmm.
And they don't like that. It's threatening.
It's bypassing the propaganda machine.
Yes.
Yep. So I've been screaming out about this for about a decade now, right? At least. And it's clear as day if you are able to look and see all the patternings of how it's all playing out, right? And I think it's far enough into the pattern now that everybody else is seeing how this plays out too, and they're mad, right? Yes, there's still people who are getting that news from the media who are being like, oh, they're screaming, death to Israel, death to the USA at these student protests. And that's not what's happening, right? You can watch it now. You can see it,
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm going to stop my rant there before I rant for 40 minutes because I'm hungry.
But more
Yeah.
people need to get angry and
Yes.
actually be vocal about it. You can get angry to yourself in your own head all you want. You're not going to do shit. But get angry and get loud about it. Because that's the only way to fix it.
Yep. And they're like, if you follow my YouTube, you'll be notified at least when But there's stuff being put in place with actionable things that you can do that will
Ooh.
actually have an impact in a way that they understand, right? They don't. There's some insane disconnect between the ultra rich. They don't let them eat cake, right? You know, they don't understand there is no cake either.
Right.
You know, there's that disconnect. The only language they understand is the power that comes from the money that they have, the ability to buy whatever they want, right? They don't understand. So there is a way to speak that language, and it's infinitely more effective than boycotts. However, the boycotts have been doing well. I know Starbucks shed that 24%, right, over last earnings report. Cost the market cap cool couple $2 billion. You know, that's working. Kellogg's, their stock is in the toilet, you know, and let it be known that their CEO was the one who was trying to push the mantra cereal for dinner because people can't afford real food.
Yeah, cereal doesn't qualify as real food. You ever read one of those boxes? There is nothing good in that box at all.
Cardboard.
Yeah, the cardboard's better for you to eat.
It's empty calories. It puts something in your stomach so your stomach doesn't eat itself, but that's about all it does. Severe malnutrition comes from that.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple things you guys can make a difference on. And wrapping this up, I want to bring a couple things back to light, guys, is as we know, we all deal with tragedies. We all have problems. So definitely go out, support Project Duck Depression, and spread some ducks around because that can make a difference. And sometimes it's not always about fighting. Sometimes it's about making people smiley. And Smiley Girl knows all about that one, don't you?
Yay! Yes! I love it when people are happy and smile. You know, I think they've done studies showing that just forcing yourself to smile actually will improve the way you feel in your mood, even if you don't feel it before you smile. So,
Fake it till you make it.
I know, yeah.
I do that most days. It's okay. So, guys, definitely go out, support Project Duck Depression, and spread some ducks around. Let's make some people smile. Also, another one I want to bring up again is Call of Duty Endowment. Definitely check it out. If you're a gamer or you know a gamer, just let them know, hey, at least look at it. Right now, there's an event going on in Call of Duty this week that you can get some cool prizes, and you're doing it for a good cause. But most importantly, the number one shout out I want to give is to every mother out there. And that's thank you for being that guiding light, that hope, and that one that always loves us and supports us no matter how bad we screw up, how many cars we wreck, if we get arrested and have to call you for bailout, which I have done. Thank you for always loving us and for being just that amazing superpower that lets us know the world is not all darkness and horrible and tragedy. There is a guiding light, and the mothers are that guiding light.
It's true.
And wish happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, because that is Sunday. I hope each of you gets to spend time with the ones that you love. And if not, at least reach out to them, let them know. And I guarantee that someone is thinking about you as a mother and saying thank you in their own way.
Yeah, and if you've lost your mom, we understand that that's not an easy day to get through. And so please reach out and talk to somebody that you trust or that you love and just share how you feel, because sometimes that helps you feel better too.
And, that's a great point, Smile. And that's one thing I'm sure you noticed that Wild Angel just went off screen because, yeah, I'm getting choked up because I know she's crying right now because she has lost her mother. And so please understand, here at Down Home Crypto and with this family, we understand tragedy, we understand loss. So if you feel you're alone, you have no one to talk to, man, I guarantee someone in this community has been there. Whether it's addiction, it's loss of a loved one, whatever it is, we've got somebody who will help.
Well said.
She turned off her camera but didn't mute her microphone.
That's okay. We love you, Wild Angel. I wish I could give you a hug.
She'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
So, Crow, what would you like to close out the night with, my man?
Be kind, be courteous, have a great Mother's Day.
Nice.
Well said. Smiley, how about yourself, my dear?
I feel encouraged to do more. I feel like I have been thinking and not doing. So I'm actually going to make a point tonight before I even go to sleep. First of all, I'm going to follow Cy on his YouTube channel, and then I'm going to go look up the Call of Duty veteran program and donate something to them, and then just start making a list and cranking through it every week instead of just thinking I should do something. I'm going to do it. So that's what I encourage everybody else to find one thing that you can actually do and just do it. Don't put it off anymore.
Well said. And the thing that you should do, right, is participate in the digitine.
Yes.
Cut off the attention. Go through, report the accounts, because again,
Okay.
it triggers the algorithm at a certain amount and auto bans it until every single report is reviewed manually. Right.
Ooh.
So participate in the digitine. If they attended Met Gala, their accounts on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook report, block.
Okay. Okay.
That is
Done.
I like
something every single one of us can do.
That's right. Absolutely. Well said. And Wild Angel, you're back now?
I am back.
Okay, good. So I know you've got a lot to say, and I know you've got a last show and tell to end the evening with. So I'm
do.
going to put you on the Jumbotron, my dear.
And I actually put a little bit of a teaser on Alex's Animal Sanctuary to come. Hey, I was given a sneak peek, but Henry is doing better. He has feet.
Oh, how cute!
He has front feet anyway. He's still kind of awful, but my goal is to have Henry totally completed by the end of Sunday. So
Nice.
we're getting there. I have a whole weekend off, and Sunday's going to be kind of chill. So
Nice.
Sunday I will be able to get his front legs on him, and his ears, and his tail, and do some facial sculpting and stuff. So Henry is almost done.
Yay!
It's cool. I hate this pig at this point. I love the cause, but the whole project has just been. This is like the fourth time I've done every piece of him
Wow.
and trying to get him correct
Mhm.
and to look right. And but that is the love that goes into a Wild Angel creation. So if it's not right and I'm not happy with it, it doesn't go anywhere. And I think people are slowly learning that. It may take a little while, but you will get it. But
And that's really important because we always talk about authenticity, keeping it real, and making sure that whatever we do means something. And so, Wild Angel, I've been very proud of you because, I've seen the amount of hours you put into Henry, and then just that one's not good. Go on, go again. I mean, God, how long have we been watching Henry get created and recreated?
a month,
A month now, yeah. It's
5 weeks,
so.
something like that.
So
Yeah.
if you're ever looking for something absolutely made from the heart and the soul, check out Wild Angel Creations. She's got some pretty amazing stuff. And Sai, I know you've got a couple things from her.
Mhm. Yep, I believe I was your first customer,
Yes, you were
and I ordered the bee.
the
The rose.
bumblebees.
Mhm.
Yep.
And she was super thrilled with them. Absolutely adores them. They sit on her desk with her other bee things, including like stuff I've 3D printed for her and all that fun
Aw.
stuff. So they are there, and she adores them.
That's so cool.
Cool.
Even threw a bonus bee in for her.
Aw.
A little
she has the
keychain
little
bee.
bonus bee on her keychain.
Uh-huh. And it's looking like hopefully before June 1 I will have an e-store.
Yay!
yeah.
Nice.
So it's just gonna take me a little bit to get it done. I just have to have the time to sit down and do it. And I know I'll get extra days off Memorial Weekend, and so hopefully by June 1 I will be able to have something open and ready to go. And yeah,
Cool.
Awesome.
so it's alive.
It's alive!
And that one over on the other corner, the other way, honey. Yeah, that one.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you.
Oh.
kind of was the nudge that kicked it all to finally take a deep breath and do it. So thank
Cool.
you, Cyril.
You're welcome. You know, that's Rose just went through a similar process. You know, I finally convinced her, look, you know, the work you've been
Mouse.
doing for someone else, you can do for yourself.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, and you absolutely should. And it's not as scary as you might think at first.
It's freaking terrifying. What are you smoking?
At first, it seems that way, right? But as you get familiar with the process and you realize that, hey, I'm a business owner, right? You know, when you first turn that profit and you realize I am a business owner, what it does for your confidence and your sense of ownership on the direction of your life is quite impactful in ways that you cannot really understand or perceive until you've gone through the process.
I'm looking forward to it because eventually I'd like to stop working for the man, you know? And I mean, in 2 years, I'll be vested in my retirement. So I'll at least have a little bit of guarantee there. But,
Nice.
you know, I got 2 years to build this to where then I can make a decision.
There's no need to rush
So,
it.
no, there's absolutely no need. So,
Exactly. And, you know, I got to say, Wild Angel and Smiley, both of you are going through a huge growth spurt right now, internally, emotionally, mentally. And I'm proud of all of you because you guys are putting yourselves out there. And that takes guts. That takes courage. So if nobody else can say it, hey, I am damn proud of you guys for having the courage to do so because it's not easy.
girl
Thank
power.
you. Yay!
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight because, it's Friday night. We never know what we're going to talk about, and we just come out here and have fun, and that's what it's all about. We want to make sure that we're here for you, and we want to say thank you for being here for us. Because if not, then, hey, we could get together and talk to each other, but it's more fun to do it all together. But for one last shout out to every mother out there, have an amazing Mother's Day, and everybody have a safe weekend. We love you all. We'll catch you next Friday.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.